Welcome to the DZ Report. Don't you know I love haters? So, experts warn California of a disaster larger than any in world history. It's not an earthquake. A new study says that as the earth warms, a massive California flood gets more likely, one that would swamp Los Angeles, displace millions, and cause historic damage. Now, mega drought may be main weather concern across the West right now amid the constant threat of wildfires and earthquakes. But a new study warns another crisis is looming in California: megafloods. Climate change is increasing the risk of floods that could submerge cities and displace millions of people across the state, according to a study released Friday. It says that an extreme month-long storm could bring feet of rain, in some places more than 100 inches, to hundreds of miles of California. Similarly, unrelenting storms have happened in the past before the region became home to tens of millions of people. Now, each degree of global warming is dramatically increasing the odds and size of the next mega flood, the study says. Climate consequences like weather hazards linked to nearly 60% of human diseases. Heat, climate change, and severe weather have made urban heat islands worse. When floods hit in a warmer planet, the storm sequence is bigger in almost every respect, said Daniel Swain, UCLA climate scientist and co-author of the study. In a new release, there's more rain overall, more intense rainfall on an hourly basis, and stronger wind. Climate change a factor in megafloods. In fact, the study found that climate change makes such catastrophic flooding twice as likely to occur. Swain said that such massive statewide floods have occurred every century or two in California over the past millennia, and today's risk of such events has been substantially underestimated. Long before climate change, California's Great Flood of 1862 stretched up to 300 miles long and 60 miles across. According to the study, a similar flood now would displace 5 million to 10 million people, cut off the state's major freeways for perhaps weeks or months, with massive economic damage, and submerge major Central Valley cities as well as part of Los Angeles. The study expands upon the 2010 arc storm scenario, which is named after the atmospheric rivers of moisture that would fuel the flood. One of biblical proportions, this is the first part of a plan to revisit that scenario, known as Arc Storm 2.0. Massive California flood would be a $1 trillion disaster. It is estimated that a flood like the one that happened in 1862 would be a $1 trillion disaster, according to UCLA. Parts of cities such as Sacramento, Stockton, Fresno, and Los Angeles would be underwater even with today's extensive collection of reservoirs, levees, and bypasses. It is estimated that it would be a $1 trillion disaster, larger than any in world history, according to the statement. With drought and wildfire getting so much attention, Californians may have lost sight of extreme flooding, Swain said in the release. There is potential for bad wildfires every year in California, but a lot of years go by when there's no major flood news. People forget about it. The researchers use new high-resolution weather models and existing climate models to compare two extreme scenarios, according to UCLA. One that would occur about once a century in the historical climate of recent decades, and another in the projected climate of 2081 to 2100. Both would involve a long series of storms fueled by atmospheric rivers over the course of a month. What are atmospheric rivers, you ask? Atmospheric rivers are ribbons of water vapor that extend thousands of miles from the tropics to the western U.S. at 250 to 375 miles wide. They provide the fuel for the massive rain and snowstorms that can cause flooding along the West Coast. Though beneficial for water supplies, such events can wreak havoc on travel, bring deadly mudslides, and cause catastrophic damage to life and property. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration said studies show that climate change will make atmospheric rivers warmer, more intense, and more frequent. Friday's study was published in the peer-reviewed journal Science Advance, a publication of the American Association for the Advancement of Science. Now, the reason all of this stuff is happening is because of global warming. Global warming is mainly being affected because of, what should I say? Pollution. Pollution and just dumping your stuff anywhere you want it to be. I mean, look, that's the problem. For years, there have been scientists and people who study this tell everybody that the weather is going to get worse. And all these movies you see coming out like 2012, all of this, some people say they control the weather, which I wouldn't doubt it. I don't trust none of these mother suckers. These mother suckers be lying. These mother suckers be lying their butts off and stuff to try to save face and try to say, oh, it's just the weather. It's just the weather. Are you sure it's just the weather? Or is somebody controlling that? But also the main thing is the global warming and things, and that the how do I say, the pollution and the deterioration of the ozone layer. There's a huge hole in the ozone layer over China because China doesn't care about all of the illegal chemicals and stuff they dump because they're worried about getting money. So they don't care about the people and all of that. If America didn't care about regulations and all that, we would be in pollution as well. So that's one of the major factors. The ozone layer has been deteriorating. So every year it feels like, man, it's getting hot every summer. That's because the ozone layer is being destroyed because of the pollution. And people have been telling people for years, look, this is what's going on, but nobody wants to listen. Why is that? Because everybody think it's going to be okay. Tomorrow's going to come. Tomorrow's going to come until one day something catastrophic happens, mess everything up. Then what people going to say? Huh? Then you're going to have the scientists be like, oh, we told you so. We told you so. Right? Right? They're going to be like, we told you so. We told you so. As they should. Because it's a trip. People have to start opening their eyes, opening their ears, and paying attention to what's going on with the world. But nobody gives a damn. And it's the facts. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a damn about how the world is. Nobody cares that the world is dying. The world is being destroyed. A lot of animals are not making it into the next decades because of poaching and other things. We're not caring. So everybody always say, well, you only focus on race. I focus on race. It's not about race. It's the truth. Colorism continues to be a major problem. But one of the biggest problems is pollution and the tearing down of the planet. That has always been a problem. That's been a problem before I was born. So just imagine the speed that the deterioration of the ozone layer and the planet is going through. That's why you're having all of these floods, these storms. That's why it's raining out here where I'm at hard. Because of the global warming, because of the things that are happening. Which is the tearing down of the planet. And nobody wants to talk about this. See, stuff like this on YouTube won't get looked at. Because it's not controversial. It's not somebody doing something stupid. And that's what the majority of us as people, not just in America, but worldwide, we're just focused on negative instead of looking at the positive of things. But that's just how it is. So let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Thank you for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this. Hit that notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you guys do love what you hear, you can go to that description box. hit that link. That'll take you to my Cash App. It's a Cash App link. It'll take you there. You can donate whatever your heart's desire. You feel me? So thank you guys for listening. And this is the DZ Report signing off. Peace.